Good morning, sweet ones. How are y'all doing? I'm aware of how you're all doing. Sweet ones, it's really, really necessary to remain neutral at this time. Not positive, not focus on positivity, not focus on negative happenings in the outer world, but to remain in a space of neutrality. Yes, I am fully aware that that is easier said than done. Sweet ones, you are being held in the arms of grace right now. These energies are coming through you as they are being released through the planet. Now remember, on an individually you have cleared. Collectively, you have cleared. Now, planetary, we are clearing energies. These energies, as they come up through the planet to be released, are being released through the surface and are being released through each of you individually. Many of you are going through a lot of seemingly emotional trauma right now. I say seemingly because a lot of this stuff is just held in the memory of the planet, which is in your cellular memory. It is most helpful to remain in your heart. It is most helpful to remain in that space of peace and calm, regardless of what the outside world is presenting for each of you, regardless of what is arising emotionally and chaotically for each of you. A heavy wave, well, there's more than one, with the resurrection on Easter, that literally was the start of the surface clearing of the earth. And with that, with any release of energy, we all are aware of what occurs. That is what is occurring right now. Anything that is in your cellular memory, and especially from this lifetime, if you will, any story that was present for each of you from right around the mid of 2012 up through spring of 2015, those stories are representing themselves for each of you. Those energies that are related to those stories are coming present. And that is the emotions and stuff that is being presented for you. My post last night, where these love triangles, these energies of love triangles, that has a lot to do with the misconceptions of twin flames. And that is being reflected in these energies. The feelings of not being wanted, of life sucks. I'm trying to think of all the messages I've been getting. Sickness, disease, not being understood, not feeling loved, rejection, abandonment. All of these are coming up for each of you. And it's helpful to understand that December 21st, 2012, the planet ascended. And as everything else starts in the ethereal and works its way down, so too is this. And depending on each of your inner work and level of awareness, different energies are being presented to each of you. By remaining peaceful and in your heart space, and not attaching judgment to these energies that are arising, these circumstances, these experiences that are presenting themselves to you, by remaining in that neutrality, that space of neutrality, you will transmute these a lot easier and a lot more gentle and a lot more graceful as the experience will be for each of you. Love is in the air. Grace has been bestowed. The dragon has been healed, sweethearts. And that dragon is Gaia. The dragon has been healed. And when anything is healed and returned back to 0 point, returned back to love, returned back to the light, whatever label you would like to give it. When any healing occurs, sweethearts, energy has to be released. And that is what is happening. Energy that it no longer serves Gaia, no longer serves this planet, that no longer serves humanity in any way, shape, or form, known or unknown, seen or unseen, heard or unheard. Polarity has been disconnected from that 3D grid. Good morning, Adela. Afternoon, I guess. Absolutely, Helena. Absolutely beautiful. And when you are able to remain in that space in your heart of peacefulness, gracefulness, mercy, which is forgiveness, and love, you are able to transmute these energies faster, if you will. And so, love whatever arises, sweethearts, and allow the healing that has occurred within the planet and within each of you. Let those energies go. You will discover, many of you are having experiences of your best friends, your seemingly friends, family members, people very close to you in your physical life will start coming at you, will start, for lack of a better description, hating on you. I'm trying to put this into human terms for you, sweethearts. Turn their backs on you, stabbing you in the back, whatever descriptive label the human mind needs to give it, sweethearts, you're going to find that that is occurring in your lives. And I say that because I have received many messages from last night through this morning, some even waking me up in the middle of the night, and I'm okay with that. I am here for each of you as much as, as much as my human existence allows me to be. I am here for each of you, holding you in eternal peace, love, grace, and abundance. But that's what's coming to the forefront. And I have many, feeling like they're being cracked open. Sweethearts, you are being cracked open. You are not being cracked open. Your heart is being cracked open. Cracked open for a purpose. And you're going to find, sorry, I had to change my position. You're going to find, again, whatever label you care to use it, that This is showing each of you. Many of us have spoken over the course of the past few years, the necessity to let go of attachments, emotional attachments. And that includes our lovers, our friends, our families. As long as there is an emotional attachment or cord, if you will, there is conditional love. When you can detach the emotions from your relationships, including those of your children, your family, your lovers, your partners, your spouses, your friends, whatever it may be. When you can release those emotional attachments, you are able to accept them as who they are. You are able to accept them on their level of awareness without judging them. When you can detach the emotions, now remember, emotions are not feelings. So please do not take this the wrong way on what I'm going to say. When you can detach the emotions to your children, your parents, and your family members especially, you are able to love them unconditionally. Now, there are many of you that will say, well, I'm a parent. I love my child unconditionally anyways. And my response to that, sweet ones, is no. As parents, we do not love our children unconditionally, because through the course of this lifetime, and that's the only lifetime I'm going to speak of right now, in the course of this lifetime as parents, how many times have our children done something and we have chastised them for? No, you need your grades up. No, you have to do this. No, you have to do that. We have put our beliefs, our learned behaviors of parenting and everything else onto our family and our children's. And it is those emotional attachments that have to be let go of. How many times has your child wanted to do something and you have stopped them because you didn't feel it was right for them? Yes, as parents, we are here to guide our children. Yes, we are here to love them into being the best that we can be. They can be. However, because of the learned behaviors and the learned teachings from our parents and our ancestors, we have passed that on to our children. Again, I used the example the other day, especially for young parents. How many of you have tried to parent your children a certain way, and your parents or your aunt and uncles, your grandparents, your friends, whoever it may be, the child daycare, the state governments, whatever it may be, have sat there and said, no, you're doing it wrong. It needs to be done this way. That is all conditional love. And that is what I mean when I say allow yourselves to release those emotional attachments. I can, again, guarantee you, any child born after the end of 2012 is being born fully awake, more awakened than each of you. And you can learn a lot from these diamond children that have been born if you can release your emotional attachments to the fact that you're older, age-wise, in linear time. And that goes the same with your relationships. And that is what is being presented. Any emotional cord or attachment that you still have to conditional love has to be released. And that is where you, for many, are having presented or are arising within circumstances in your individual lives, along with your societies, your religions, your governments, your cultures. Love just is. Love has no reaction. Love has no opinion. Love has no judgment. It is the humanness in each of you that hold opinions, that hold judgment, that holds conditions, that hold reaction. And that is what is being asked to be released. Sweet ones, you are crystallining your light body, and what that means is you are turning your light body into form, something that is formless into form. But in order to bring formless into form, if you will, you have to release the form you already have and allow it to become formless. Again, ascension, awakening, enlightenment, whatever label you would like to give it, ascension is ascending the soul. In other words, allowing the form to become formless. And you are descending your spirit into form. In other words, formless is becoming form. Anything to do with the humanness of your soul that you have ascended has to be released. Empty your cup to make room for more. You have to release the humanness, sweet ones, which the humanness is anything to do that has been constructed through the ego mind, through the human mind. Again, is the ego bad? No, there is no right, wrong, good, bad, indifferent. It don't matter. There is none of it. What is happening for each of you that have chosen to ascend is you are releasing the form of your soul. So your spirit can become form. Release the old to allow the new. Empty your cup so it may be filled with the miracles of all that you are. And that is what humanity and the planet is going through. Releasing the form that you have created up to this space for thousands of years. Releasing it so the formless can be brought into form. And that is what is occurring for each of you. So yes, are you tired? Your physical vessel's tired? Absolutely. They're tired because it's been integrating these energies over a course of the last 4 or 5 years. Well, longer than that, but especially since December 21st, 2012. You have literally had your form, your minds, your hearts cracked open. So you can release all that form to make room for the formless. The formless being your spirit. The formless being all that you are. The formless being holy and pure and innocent. How many times have you heard many of us say you are being returned to your innocence? And what that means is you are being returned to the true nature of your formlessness. And the more you release of your form, your humanness, you are allowing your spirit, your formlessness, if you will, to anchor into form, into crystalline, into form. The more you can release in a space of neutrality through the peaceful, calm stillness of the love that you are, and through your heart, the more graceful it becomes. And the reason it becomes more graceful is the more you release of your form, if you will, and anchor in your spirit, the more light you have taken in and have raised your frequency. The higher, the more light you hold and maintain within your vessel, the higher your frequency goes, the more graceful and gentle and easeful, if you will, everything becomes. So allow yourselves to ground the formless into form. Allow, especially with these heavy waves of energy that are incoming, remember, Easter was resurrection. You have to allow everything that is not holy and pure and innocent to be released. And right now you have each released so much. The planet has released so much. You have raised your frequencies. The planet has raised her frequencies. And right now, each of you are now coming to a space. Again, ancient cellular memories are being released, sweethearts. Don't judge what is arising. Allow yourselves to love it. Give yourself permission to see above it, to see beyond it, to see through it for what it is. It is energy of the past that has been put out. And when I say you have healed individually, you have healed collectively, yes, there is still a collective energy out there. And it is the collective energy that each of you and your ancestors that is held in your DNA that is being released from the planet. She too is being cracked open. Everything man-made that is synthetic has to be deconstructed. You constructed it, now you have to deconstruct it and return it to neutral point, sweethearts. And what these energies are doing now is bringing up a lot of these things that the human aspect, if you will, of lies, deceit, having to hide your true self, you are becoming transparent and show anything that you have kept hidden because people wouldn't approve or people would judge it or this or that. And it is especially in love, romantic relations, sexual relationships. All that shame, that guilt, that blame, those hidden lies because your ex didn't, even though you're divorced, can't allow you to move on, or you feel guilty about moving on, or you have met your so-called twin flame. You don't want to get me on that because there's a lot of twin flame deception out there. But I've said that all along. These energies where you've been in a triangle, especially those on the spiritual journeys, you're still in your relationships, you're still married, you're still this, you're still that, but yet you've met your twin flame and now you're having astral sex and now you're doing this and now you're doing that, but yet you can't tell your spouse because they just don't understand, or whatever it may be is being presented. All that hiddenness, all those skeletons in the closet, all the deception, all the lies that you felt that you could not show your true self and be your true self and live through your heart is coming up and being presented right now. You are in a space, sweethearts, that you are being asked to step into your true nature. You are in a space where you are being asked to release and let go of forever, eternity, infinity, whatever label you want to give it. You are being asked to release it and to let it go and to step into the purity, the holiness, and the innocence of all that you are, which is your spirit, which is your breath. The Holy Spirit exists within you as your breath. And anything that is not pure and innocent and holy as that breath that you take is being asked to be released. So love what arises, sweethearts. It may seem turbulent. It may seem painful. It may seem chaotic. However, nothing is what the surface presents. Nothing. And when you come to a space of understanding that everything that the physical is presenting is just energy, past energy, karmic energy, whatever description and label you would like to give it. But what it is you releasing the humanness of the form that you have created in order to crystalline the formless of your light body, which is your spirit. Allow yourselves to remain in that space of neutrality. So many on this journey think it's all about being positive and saying positive affirmations and sweeping your feelings under the rug and just using the violet flame to transmute it so you don't have to observe it and do the inner work and to release it. And it don't work that way, sweethearts. It don't work that way at all. Call in Archangel Raphael and the Emerald Fire and the Emerald Flame that will help with the physical discomforts. Call in the Violet Fire to help you transmute these after you have taken the opportunity to observe what is arising without judgment. Everything that is being presented is, remember, the past will always dictate the future because the past will always come back. The infinity symbol. And right now, energies that have been trapped within this planet are coming back up through each of you, giving you the opportunity to transmute it, to heal it, to allow it to let go. So you can fill your vessel or your cup, if you will, with the formlessness of spirit, the energy of love, the energy of light. Whenever light is shown into darkness, it exposes the darkness. But darkness is all darkness is light. Light that has been condensed into form. It's why we say there is no darkness, there is no light, there is no cabal, there is no Illuminati. Because all that is light that has been condensed. And when you can recognize, good morning, Lorraine, how are you doing, beautiful? And when you can recognize that it's all love, whichever form it takes, condensed light or non-condensed light, it is love. It is God. It is Creator. Because it is all light. It is all energy. And when you can remember that, sweethearts, it will help you release the humanness form. It will assist you in anchoring in the formless into form, which is what you are doing. You are ascending. You are ascending your soul and descending your spirit. You are allowing the humanness to leave. And you are allowing spirit to formulate. And that is the necessity of fully surrendering to your spirit. And that is the process of awakening and ascension. So allow whatever arises right now, sweethearts, to be released in grace, in forgiveness. Mercy is forgiveness. It is the forgiveness of giving and receiving. And you are being asked to forgive yourselves and the energy that is presenting itself and arising. So allow yourselves to purge, sweet ones, and to release the humanness, the fear, the doubt, the stress, the chaos, the turbulence, and allow yourselves to embrace love without opinion, without reaction, without judgment. Allow yourselves to flow. And allow yourselves to be in love as you flow through these. Again, the physical is releasing. Nothing is as the physical presents itself. And so keep your focus within, sweethearts. Keep your focus in here, not out here on everything that's going on in the world. Because Gaia's transitioning. She's already started her transition in the physical aspect of it into her light body. And so the surface, as we know it, too, has to be released. Because the surface is going into its light body just as each of you are. So allow this transition with grace, sweethearts. And do it through love and peace. Peace is the truth, love is the way. You want peace, you do it through love. And on that note, have a magical day. Because there's much, much magic, joy, happiness, bliss, and miracles ever present, sweethearts. Very, very, very present. So I love you. I encourage each of you to go out and spend some time in nature. Lay on the grass. Walk in the snow barefoot. Hug a tree. Go swimming in a river, lake, ocean, sea. It don't matter. But allow yourselves to anchor your spirit, your formless, into you. And allow the rest to be released in love. I love you, sweet ones. I'm holding you in eternal grace, peace, love, mercy, blessings, abundance, prosperity. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. And know you got this. We got this. Hand in hand, side by side. You're never alone. I love you. Bye-bye now.